Sweet. You got the gig. You got the gig. All right, we're good. So, make time to be early. Everybody write that down. Let's just do that. High stress days. Lots going on, a lot at stake. Big event. The performer is 20 minutes late for their tech. Nightmare. Don't do it to yourself. Just be early. Just be early. Super early. Make time to be early. I'm going to talk about what we do in Flame Oz as a point roll. This is mostly for people who are in group acts. I'll kind of breeze over this reasonably quickly because it doesn't involve everybody. If you're in a group, assign somebody who's on point for the day. Their role is then they're the main point of contact. Generally, it might be the person who's booked the gig, but not always if you're in a group. That's the person who finds the dressing room info and everything. The way we do it in Flame Oz, when we all arrive together, we're like, cool, everybody's here. If I'm on point, I will go in. You guys wait here, I'll go in. I meet the client, I find out what the dressing room is, I find out all the info. Then I come back to my group, I deliver the info, and then we move in as a crew. Do you know what I mean? Rather than like, hey, what's going on? And everybody's there, and there's somebody's like over here doing the thing, and it's all a bit, just have one point of contact. It's much quicker. That person reports back to the group, and all information relays through that person. It doesn't mean, if I'm on point, that I make all the decisions. We're still a group, we're still a team and a crew, and everybody's view counts, but I will be the one to relay that information to the client of the day or the contact. But play by your own rules there as well. So if the client comes up to you and goes, hey, something's changed, like, hey, I'm just a peon, I mean nothing. Please go speak to the other person. They're the point of contact. Or if it's really important that that message gets taken, give it straight to that person. It's a really efficient way of working on the day, and I would generally encourage it. This is one thing that we've learned anyway. Yeah. Walking through the door. All right, so the points come back, you're walking through the door. Dress code today was smart casual. Is that right, Josh? I look in the room, and I will pick out a handful of people who I think are dressed smart casual today. It's important. It's important. First impressions count. You walk through that door, all eyes are on you. You're the act. A lot of money has been put down on you. A lot of production investment has been put down on you. They are counting on you being able to rock, if you're the stage act, that 10 minutes and blow everybody away. They've spent money on you, don't forget it. And don't forget that the fee that you get is not the final fee. It might have gone through several tiers. If we're a stage act, they might have booked extra lights, extra sound, extra stage to be able to cope with hosting us. There can be quite a lot of money invested in you, don't forget that. Most companies have uniform and grooming standards, so your clothing is important. Now, smart casual, it just conforms to a thing that people understand, especially in business. So, you know, suit jackets, shirts, nice trousers, a belt, nice shoes, it all counts. It all counts if you want to make that impression, and you are dealing with people in that kind of stratosphere type thing. That's a bit wanky. Level. AV tech crew, generally, smart blacks. They'll be in blacks. They'll be so. If you think of like kind of event blacks, we call it. You know, like now for a rigger that would be black cargos, black branded T-shirt. They've got all their stuff on. For a contortionist, it might be black Lululemons and a nice. But I would always go for unbranded, like unfashion branded. Don't big Nike slogans. No way. Do you know what I mean? Like, keep it simple and tasteful. I don't want to get too prescriptive here as well, but when it comes down to personal grooming, have intention. Have intention behind it. If you have a beard, it better be a damn good, spunky beard that's been cut by that Turkish guy down the road who gives you that zing kind of thing. Make it look good. If you have, and I really hate saying it, but if you've got dreadies, like, it's cool to have them, but make them look like presentable. You are dealing with people who don't do this on the daily. So it's really important. It's really important. In Flame Oz, the point should be able to walk through the live event room. So that could be a black tie event and not stick out. I could just about get away with this with jeans on. I went for the casual end of smart casual. If I was going for a really nice event where I knew it was like a charity gala, everyone's in black tie, I'm going to look like that as well, because I'm going to be able to walk through the room and not be the performer. Do you know what I mean? Branded company stuff, absolutely fantastic. It totally legitimizes you in a room full of people who are working to that level. Pro tip, put a bit of branding on the front, because people need to see you. If they want to be able to see you from across the room, or they're walking towards you, you're that guy from that company. They see you from the back, they know who you are. It's a really useful way to be found in a large venue as well. So think about that, and it's cheap nowadays. It's super cheap. There's no reason for it not to have it. Kit bags, IKEA bags are not acceptable. We laugh, but people turn up with the most bizarrest of stuff. You want to fit in, you want to be at least as good as the tech crew. Now they've got a huge amount of like flight cases with all the thing, but stencils aren't expensive, and neither is good quality baggage. Buy cheap, buy twice. Buy it once, buy it good, you look great, you walk in the door, everyone believes in you. One of the first lessons I was given was spending big on costume. One of my first acts was just like balloon modeling, walkabout. I spent way more money than I'd ever spent in my entire life on a single object. I put it on, everybody believed me before I'd done a thing. I was a crap balloon modeler, I'll be honest. But everyone believed in it because you look the part. Again, we're just talking about high-end corporate here, just high-end corporate. Read the room for stress when you walk through the door. One of the first questions I ask people, or the event organizer, is, how's the day running? You running to time, type thing, you know? Like, probably wouldn't ask it quite like that, but the response I get from there is really interesting. Oh, mate, it's been the worst day ever. Okay, cool, this room is stressed. We need to do our thing quickly. If everybody's like, it's loads of time, we're running ahead, then you know you have more time to relax. And that helps you deal with people. So I'm gonna go back. Remember, cool, I get a laser pointer. This is a professional place of work for a lot of people there. Be professional. Be professional. For us, we're like, hey, we got a gig, woo, I'm gonna go do the thing. This is somebody's 9 till 5. It's their tech crew, catering, whatever. This is their 9 till 5. This is their place of work. So be respectful of that. And that goes for quite a lot more. So teching, I'm gonna be really, who's got a stage act here again? All right, cool, great. Lighting and sound guys can be under great pressure, so read their moods. Now, it doesn't mean they shouldn't be doing, you are still, if you're the feature act, and they've invested a lot of money on you, that is a card that you can put down. Hey, come on, I'm booked here to be the act. You've got to give me a little bit of time here. Do you know what I mean? But just read their mood a little bit. Know your boundaries for tech times. If you have half an hour, but you need 40 minutes, something has not gone right in your communication there. If you need half an hour and you've got an hour, fantastic. You've got time to tech and you've got time to move things along. Know your tech requirements inside out. They should be super clear and you should be able to provide all of this info in advance. So we have a tech writer sheet that goes out in advance. That's got all the basic stuff we need on it. In an ideal world, you're rocking up to an event, the lighting guy's already programmed your lighting states for you to check, and the sound guy's got your music already there, ready to go. That's in an ideal world. Music on an iPhone is, I was being generous there, is not really best practice or acceptable. It's fundamentally not. It's craziness. I've seen acts go there streaming their show music off YouTube. Sir? Question?
When you say MP3 memory stick, I've got mine on a WAV, but it's also a memory stick.
What I mean is a flash drive. So yes, a WAV is fine. Yes, I would have both. But in a high-end corporate event, you're going to have a sound tech guy. He's going to have his own laptop. He's probably going to be running his own software. So just anything that you can give to him, he'll love it to you if it's on a WAV. He'll love it. On a memory stick. On a memory stick, on your computer, ready to go, that he can take it off, or you can airdrop it on Dropbox, so you can message it, like give it to him to download. Do not have it on any kind of phone that's lockable. Yes.
If you're using licensed music, do you come into copyright?
The venue should usually be having to pay for that. That's not something I can give you sound advice on, but AARP can. But usually it's the venue that sorts that out. That might have changed. I've never paid for it. Shh. Sometimes, but there have been a couple of cases where we've asked the artist for music as well, when it's a small artist. Was there a question over the back?
Well, I was saying, at some mid-level corporate events, I've had people complain that I have on a memory stick and not my phone.
Right.
They wanted to plug it in. So always bring
Bring it in as many ways as you can. I mean, my way is I always have my laptop with me because I can't work without it, and it's one with a mini jack on the side, and then therefore it's always on a data file, and I've always got on my keys. I've always got a I've always got a flash drive. If you're going to have, that's supposed to be cues, not clues. Have clear cues. So you need to be able to, the easiest thing is like, you press play, that brings me on stage. Or wait till I'm on stage in this position and then press play. It's that kind of stuff. And if you've got any other cues in there, they need to be super clear. Dressing room. Be courteous in the dressing room. Try not to spread your stuff everywhere. Flame-Oz is pretty criminal for this. We kind of go everywhere, and I don't like it in ourselves. Try and keep it small. Remember, we're dealing with other people. This is also their place of work. Talk in the dressing room how you'd expect to talk if people haven't known each other for years. So between your crew, you're like, Bance, yeah, man, I got so mashed on the weekend. It was so good. That's not really appropriate in the dressing room. Do you know what I mean? Like, just bring it in a little bit. Respect other people's boundaries. And this is a huge one. I love this laser. Don't take what isn't meant for you. I've had performers on our gigs go like, whoop, little box of chocolates that was the giveaway, and got caught. Looked terrible on us. How do you explain yourself out of that? You basically just stole something. So if there's giveaways and stuff like that, keep your hands off it. You're being paid to be there. You're getting enough. Don't take what isn't offered to you. If you're going to come out of the show and you've had a bit of a mare of a show, maybe just wait until you're in the car before talking about it. You have no idea who's around you. Just keep it. It doesn't mean you can't talk, but just be rational about it. Have a good think about it. Never talk about money in the dressing room. Never, ever, ever, ever talk about money. I mean, I feel like I'm saying stuff really personally here, but it's a big one for me. On the way out, if people want to book you, that's great. That is a great thing. Never give out your information. Always get theirs. Pro tip, what I do, somebody's like, hey man, can I book you? Absolutely. Give me your phone. I'm going to send myself an email from your phone. I now have your email, which I can then pass on to my agent. I look fantastic. And I haven't been seen giving my card away. Also, this works with photographers as well. They're like, hey man, can I get their email from them, and then you can always email them back. I don't know. It's just a thing I've started doing. It works for me. Try and seek out the client and thank them, unless they're super busy, and then just send them a text. It sounds like nothing, but it's a really good thing to do. Thanks for having us. I hope everything went great. You'll get a bit of feedback there. It's always a great time to go, hey, if you've got any feedback, positive or negative, please would you send it to my agent? And they will do it, and then you're getting feedback through your agent, and you get a good quote for your website. It's just personal. It doesn't need to be like weird and sycophantic. It just needs to be personal. Just be like, like you've had a good time. If they're busy, and you'll know if they are, do send them a text. Thanks so much for having us. We had a great time. Couldn't find you before we left. It's just nice personal contact, and that's what we do. We feel it's important. Pick a moment to upsell yourself. Now, you've got to be really careful on this one. But if you know that the time is right, and I have no issue selling myself to the client as long as I'm always saying, go through the agent. Go through the agent. Go through the agent. They're our best agent. They get us so much work. We love to stay loyal. They're like, you guys are standout people. You can show your other acts to them, but you must be clear that you're sending them back to the agent. Pick your moment. You've got about a minute. I have on my phone my photos laid out in an order where I can talk the narrative. So that elevator pitch, talk the narrative through the photos. Don't just have random photos. I've even sorted them so they go landscape first and then portrait, so I'm not having to flick my phone around all the time. It saves me time, saves attention span. Show videos but pick your moment, because if you pick the wrong moment, they can just be like, oh, get out of my face. But if you get the right moment, especially just after a show, and they're like, oh my God, you're amazing. Yeah, check out all the other stuff we do. We're doing something cool. Pick your moment. Have that elevator pitch. Post-event, feedback to the agent. How did the gig go? Was there stuff that the agent did really well? Were there hiccups in the day? That's nobody's fault, of course, but just relaying the info. Was there any leads that you got out of that event? Do you know what I mean? This is good feedback. You are building a relationship with your agent. I probably could have spent more time on, I would have loved to have spent more time on just on agents here, but there's other people who are doing that. Seek pictures. Hey, if any good pictures came out, there was a photographer there, I'd love to see them. And if you took any, like, so many people are so much more banging on social media stuff. If you've got a wicked picture from that event, send it to the agent. They'd love to see it. It goes on their social media as well. It proves that you look great. It's just a chance for you to send pictures to people. Seek feedback. Hey, did it go good? Did you hear anything from the client? I mean, don't sound too like needy here at the same time, but you can get quotes out of this really easily. Repeatable quotes. Invoice promptly. Duh.